Welcome back to the Trade-Off Podcast.
The Trade-Off Podcast, is it? Are you sure? Not the Joe Rogan Experience?
The Trade-Off Podcast, episode 18. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Alex.
And today, we're going to be talking to you about artificial intelligence and showing you in real time the fully automated training system called NextGen, which leverages technology and AI.
We are. Some of you may hear today that I'm a little bit bunged up. However,
See?
I am here because real men don't take days off.
Real men don't get ill.
Yeah, real men don't get sick. I'm just running slightly below optimal performance.
Yeah, but you turned up, you showed up.
Showed up with a
Made an appearance.
energy drink in hand. Don't fuck about here, guys.
That's exactly what we're saying, it. Show up regardless of how you feel, get the job done.
That's it. And also it's a
Only
good
something you
excuse to
can
get out of the house.
That's it. And create a podcast for you lovely listeners.
Yeah, baby.
So, the AI boom. We've seen it, haven't we, over the last couple of years? Absolutely take off everywhere. AI, everywhere you look. AI. Everyone on social media.
Cheers, Elon.
Yes. Silicon Valley, tech startups. You see AI absolutely everywhere, right? Now, there's two different mindsets for this. There's the victim mindset. Some of you may be like, oh, AI is going to take my job. What am I going to do? I'm not going to get a job. What am I going to do now? AI is definitely going to take my job. That's the victim mindset.
They're the same people, though, that go on about immigrants are going to take my job. It's like, you can't have an immigrant take your job if you don't have a job in the first place.
Or the immigrant ain't got a green card.
Yeah, that's it. So
It ain't going to happen.
all these people worry, and if you're worrying about AI, you probably haven't got a job that they're going to take anyway, so don't worry about it.
So, AI, some of you worry about going to take a job. Or there's a second type of person which thinks, fucking great, AI, I can use that to become an even more skilled person in my niche, elevate myself, and make even more fucking money leveraging AI. So there's two different sides of the coin, right? Victim mindset or go-getter mindset. You know what mindset you got to have, right?
100%.
And it ain't the victim one. So, we embraced technology, of course, embraced AI, and created a fully automated trading system called NextGen. Alex, explain to me what NextGen does.
NextGen will create you a fully automated strategy on any pair, indices, market, future that you decide. You pick the pair, you pick the time frame, and it will begin to create a strategy. Now, just like anything, it will not be perfect straight away. You need to harness the technology and use it to your advantage to create a strategy that's suitable for you. So, as Ryan's going to show you now, we've had NextGen create a XAU USD, so a gold strategy, on the 15-minute. Now, it's okay. Is it ideal what we want to trade? No. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how technology can do your job for you at a much quicker rate, more efficiently, and give you the results that you need now, rather than hours and hours and hours of graft.
Because typically, if a human was to go over 12 months worth of data, right, to test their strategy, it's called a back test. It would take them maybe 2 to 3 hours to do it properly and record the results and look at the stats. Then from there, they could then make like a table or a chart.
Yeah.
Or
What a lot of people do is they use like a trading software, like an external software. So it's not built into TradingView. So something like Notion or Trading Vault. What's the one that other people use?
Yeah, Notion, Trading Vault. There's that other Forex one. I'm not sure what it's called. I've tried to use a few of them, but to be honest, they're not particularly great.
All the fucking Forex gurus use them. But you would log your data in some sort of table or platform. Try and look at and analyze that data. Did what I did, and so you test for 12 months, create a strategy. Now you have to go back and test a different variable for the same period of 12 months again.
See if you can improve that.
See if you can improve it. So every time you change something, it's taking you 2 or 3 hours to figure out if that was a better change or a worse change. A bit like if you were to bake a cake. You get given the ingredients for a cake and a recipe, you make that cake. You then add a new ingredient to it or take something away. You have to wait for it to cook, taste it. Did it make it better or worse? Do it again.
Good
do
analogy.
Do the whole process again.
The baker's analogy.
Yeah. I love a bit of bake off, mate.
It's good.
Soggy bottom.
Soggy bottom. It's a good bake.
Buttery biscuit base.
So, in essence, for every 1 year of human back tests, this system could most really do about 400 years within that time. So imagine how quickly you're going to get ahead of a manual trader going through back testing their strategy. And this system's already back tested 400 years to your manual 1 year.
And that's not included the time that you actually have to look at the data that you've collected. You can't just put it in a spreadsheet. You have to look at it and figure out what times was it profitable, what times was it not. Was it profitable on longs, on shorts? You know, was it better if I had a trailing stop loss or a set stop loss? Should I take partials? All of these things are huge things that can massively affect the way that you're going to drive that data and how you're going to find the strategy for you. And it takes hours. Sometimes, if you're not an experienced trader like myself and Ryan, you know, there's people, when I start teaching them, for them to test a year's worth of data, especially if it's like multi-time frame, you know, you might be looking at a week.
Yeah, it can take a while. Yeah, we're talking about like an experienced trader, 2 to 3 years,
exactly,
manually back testing. But this system would do a full year, in 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Crazy. And it will compile everything into a easy to read data table and chart, so you can see everything that you need to know as a trader, how this strategy performs. Then you know what changes to make. You haven't got to guess. You know exactly what changes to make. Right, I can see I need less drawdown, no problem. Tweak, bang. So let me show you this right now. Here we have gold 15-minute time frame over the last 12 months. We can see here we've got the month-to-month profit and loss. So it's showing me every single month what profit or loss was made. As traders, we need to know that.
Yeah.
You can also see max consecutive wins, max consecutive losses, what sessions, because there's 4 different trading sessions, made profit and what sessions didn't. Average monthly profit and loss, if longs made profit, if shorts made profit as well. So we've got all the data we need to know. So just by looking at this data wizard here, right, I can see that the Sydney session and the New York session didn't make profit. Yep. So all I got to do, with a touch of a button, I don't want to trade Sydney session, I don't want to trade New York session, done.
See you later.
10 to 15 seconds now, bang, it's going to backtest a full year for me, which usually take a human 2 to 3 years, and we can see all the results.
So what it's done now, guys, for those of you looking at the screen record, it's taken the strategy that we had previously. It hasn't changed that strategy. It hasn't changed the variables of when you're looking to get in a trade, looking for more trades or less trades. What it's done is it's turned off the software during certain trading sessions. It's distinguished that during those 2 sessions, money was not made. So therefore, you know, if you looked at your data, say for instance, and you figured out that you never made money on a Monday or a Friday, you just go to work Tuesday and Thursday, right? That's what it's done. But instead of having to test for hours and hours and hours, did it in 15 seconds.
It's worked it all out for us, and it showed us all this data in a very easy to read table. Simple. We haven't got to go through and go, oh, okay, so what times did I make the most money? What times did I not make money? Bang, it's done for us straight away.
Don't have to input it into an exterior software like we said, Notion or anything like that. It's here, easy to digest, so you can know exactly what that strategy is doing for you.
So we can see now this strategy has a 57% strike rate. It's made 33% profit, and it's got a drawdown of just under 5%. Yeah. Not particularly great. I wouldn't run this strategy.
No.
However, we've got some other simple tweaks we can make. So we can see here, it made profit long, but it didn't make profit short. So why do I want to keep taking shorts? I'll be an idiot. So let's go longs only, 10 to 15 seconds. Well, quicker than that, done in about 3 seconds. Boom, done. We've now got 38% profit, 70% strike rate, and just over 3% drawdown. And look at the equity curve now. We're going up in a nice uptrend. Easy as that. That is how we can leverage technology with our trading to get the information that we need quicker, more accurate, and more efficient. Then we can make those simple tweaks, 10, 15 seconds. You can start building a fantastic, fully automated trading strategy.
Yes.
And we can set this up now on automation, close the laptop, go away, do what you want, film a podcast, don't matter. This will be trading for us now on full automation.
And not just that, the stats that we get there, these are pretty kind of, not basic stats, but these are the key stats, right? You get at the drawdown, the strike rate, the total trading profit across the period of time you're looking at, the sessions, stuff like that. But when you get the spreadsheet, it's broken down to so many different factors that for someone that, if you really, really want to deep dive into the data, you can do that. And you can look at all sorts of different things. And for every cycle it runs, it will give you a lot of data. So if you're going to look and essentially build a strategy, you're going to ask it to test the last 12 months 1,000 times. Yeah. It's going to take a couple of hours.
That's 1,000 years.
Yeah, that's 1,000.
Well, one cycle is a year.
Yeah, not 1,000 years of like from now to 1,000 years ago. The same
last
year.
12 months with 1,000
times.
different variations.
So if you could, the best way that I try and think about it in my head is like a password cracker where you see these films when it's ticking down. It's going to go through and try and find different combinations of things that work.
Yeah.
Once it's got a kind of a nucleus of what works, it knows that, you know, certain letters are not going to go into certain words. If you have a letter here at number 1 and a letter here at number 3, there's not going to be a Z between an N and an N. So it can only be a certain amount of letters. So it begins to work that out. That's what the system's doing. It's learning what works. It's changing and doing more of that. It's finding what doesn't work, doing less of that. So it's exponentially learning and growing as the cycles are going. You're getting a cycle that is working so fast that you can't even comprehend. You literally can't.
Yeah, a human mind would never be able to keep up with it. It just
It's
wouldn't.
unbelievable.
because, as Alex said, it's self-learning as it's going. So rather than us having to take hours to learn, because that's how long it's taking us to retrieve the data, this is retrieving the data almost instantly. That way you can get ahead more quickly than all the other traders. Don't forget, trading is a very hyper-competitive industry. So only the best traders with the best tools and the best strategies are going to win. Because when you're making profits, someone else is losing.
Yeah.
That's all trading is. You have to be better than the rest.
Exactly.
So you need the best tools, which is why we leverage technology, because we know, and we can see it all around us, it's obvious. Technology is taking over the trading space.
Yes.
It is. Whether you use some sort of indicator to help identify specific trading levels, or whether you use an fully automated trading system, everybody is going to be using technology to some description to help advance their trading.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to remember that the barrier to entry with trading used to be that there was so much to learn, so many different things that you could learn, and you really had to focus on one little niche, and then really apply yourself to that and hope that that niche aligned with your psychology, the way that you could trade, your trading hours,
risk appetite.
Yeah, a lot of people learn to trade and then they go, I can't do this. The style I've actually spent a year learning, I can't do it.
Isn't for me.
So with technology, what we're doing with the next gen system is we're removing that learning curve. You can just go from
Massively.
Yeah, as long as you understand some very key basic things like what a drawdown. Well, a drawdown is just how many trades did I lose in a row.
And you've got video tutorials to show you this step by
of
step.
course.
Anyway.
It's all explained. Once you understand 4 or 5 key elements of what certain things mean, you can build a strategy that is so powerful. And if something happens with the strategy, for instance, let's say that it performs really well for 6 months, and then you have a month or two where it doesn't perform very well, you could just rebuild it with a click of a button.
You can make those
start again.
Essential tweaks. We call it maintenance tweaks. These are maintenance tweaks to make sure that the strategy is performing at optimal performance. And as you can see, it's easy to do that. Why? Because we're leveraging technology.
Yes.
So this is a perfect example of, you can either be the type of person, in this case, victim mindset, right? Oh, I'm a manual trader and technology is coming in, and oh my God, I ain't got a great system to try to leverage technology, and I'm going to be rubbish at trading now. No. You be the latter of, I am going to embrace technology. I'm going to be a go-getter, and I'm going to leverage this to help improve my trading, help me get ahead of all the other traders, because I can do things quicker. Money loves speed. Business loves speed. Trading loves speed. You have to be fast, first to act. You have to get straight in the deep end, take control, and that is how you start getting those better results, and you get just exponentially further ahead than everybody else that's in the same game as you. And this is what this has allowed us to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Simple. So you can leverage technology, or you can be a moaner and be like, oh, I don't know what to do. You just got to start somewhere, start learning about something, because technology is going to be in our lives forever. And it's only going to be more and more in our lives. I mean, everyone's pretty much got an Alexa now, an iPhone. You got voice activation. You got face recognition to unlock your phone. It's everywhere around us, and it creeped up slowly. Now it's just exploding. So if you're not leveraging technology, I suggest you look at ways that you can. Otherwise, you will get left behind.
And often finding a way that removes a lot of discretion and a lot of time needed by yourself is one of the best ways to do it. Right?
Oh, definitely.
And that's why this is going to move so quickly in the coming years, because those people that are going to embrace it, they are going to begin to really, really pump out new results. They're going to really begin to grow and evolve. And you know, if you're getting on this now, where you're going to be in 2 years is going to be so much further ahead of anyone that doesn't start now. You're going to get left behind. And I don't like to say that, because like I don't ever want anyone to feel like there's, you know, there's no point me trying now because, you know, I didn't do it from the start, because that has always been a mindset. It's, you know, it's never too old to start. You can start a sport whenever you want.
Never too old to start. I started trading until I was 26.
However, if you don't embrace this, it's not going to be too old to start, but people are going to have a huge head start on you. And if you want to be at the front, if you want to be a pioneer, if you want to be like one of the best people at what you do, you've got to start embracing the changes and going with them rather than fighting with them.
Yeah, because knowledge is key, and the sooner you start, the more knowledge you get, the more you learn by making mistakes, and that's how you get ahead. Simple as that. You have to make those mistakes early on. And if you're going to be starting later in terms of leveraging technology for whatever it is that you do, we're not just talking about training here, whatever it is you do, you've got to start. You've got to start just researching. Like, oh, where do I start? Just start on Google.
Just
start somewhere.
Just think about football players, athletes. The shelf life of a footballer used to be 31, 32, they were past it. That's
Ronaldo's still playing, he's 39.
Yeah, they go play in America for a few years or whatever, then they retire.
Yeah.
You've got players that are still playing international football, the top of their game, because all of the fitness industry has
all the
evolved.
statistics.
Yeah, the recovery, the nutrition, you know, the ways that you can look after yourself, medical, you know, stem cell research, all this kind of stuff.
So much.
You can use so much now and leverage it to your advantage to create longevity. And it really does show in people and celebrities and sports people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People have got such a longer shelf life. So if you want to be in the game, you've got to leverage technology. You've got to do it now.
And if you do it now, you're going to have a lot more time freedom in your future. So you can invest in your
100%.
future now by leveraging technology. Put in the hard graft now, and then later on, you're going to reap what you sow big time.
Exactly.
So this podcast is going to age extremely well over the next 5 years.
It will.
And people look back and go, fucking hell, I should have listened.
We won't.
We
The
won't.
podcast will.
Wow. Imagine where we'll be in 5 years by leveraging technology. Because growth happens exponentially when you leverage technology, because you actually learn from the technology as well. And the technology learns from itself. So everything just grows and explodes. So this is your warning to make sure you leverage technology in some respects to whatever you're going to do. If you've got your own business, if you're looking to start your own business, if you're a trader, whatever it is, leverage it somehow, because it's only here to help you, and it will help you grow and get from point A to point B a lot more quickly. We'll see you on the next episode.